Hello everyone, you are welcome back. This is part 3 of Igcse transformation questions. And the previous parts, that is parts 1 and 2, I solved all the transformation questions in 2018 and 2019 respectively. In this video, I will solve all the Igcse transformation questions in 2023. I really want us to see the correlation or the relationship or the pattern in which the questions have been coming. So this is the latest question, like the last year. Okay, so we are going to see the questions, and by now you are expected to be very good at transformation when you are writing your examination or when you are teaching your student as a new teacher to Cambridge curriculum. You are expected to be very good at it. So let's look into the first question. This is question 11, paper 058021, May June 2023. Describe the single transformation that maps triangle A onto triangle B. This is triangle A and this is triangle B. So by default, by normal practice, we are going to label the shape and the image. Shape A, triangle A is the object, while triangle B is the image. This will be point P, point Q, and point R. Then for the image, let's look into corresponding points. If P is this and this side is similar to this side, so we're going to have P prime, then this will be Q prime, and this will be R prime. Okay, so we have one step here between P and R. So between P prime and R prime, you have two steps. Okay, so that means you have enlargement. You may want to confirm this further. So between PQ, you have two steps. So between P prime and Q prime, you should have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that means we have enlargement. The scale factor is 2, because when you multiply any side by 2 here, you should have twice of it. Okay, then the last thing we need to get is the center of enlargement. So to do this, you need to draw a line to join corresponding points of the two triangles together. So let's start with point P and point P prime. So you try to connect them together. So you should have something like this. Okay, so Q and Q prime, you should have something like this. So from what you can see here, that means they should meet up here. Okay, so let's join R and R prime together. So we may need to extend this up to this point. Then let's extend the previous two lines. So let's start with this one. Okay, so we'll extend it like this. Of course, it's obvious. That is they meet at point X equals to 0, Y equals to 7. So let's do the third one. So you can see that with two lines, you should be able to determine the center of enlargement. Okay, but when you have the 3 lines, then you should be super sure of that. So this is the center of enlargement. So let's go down. So the name of the transformation is enlargement. Then the scale factor is 2. And center of enlargement, so you can say center X equals to 0, Y equals to 7. Part B, describe the single transformation that maps triangle A onto triangle C. This is triangle A, the object, and this is triangle C, the image. If point P is here, then the corresponding point of the image will be here. This will be P prime prime, then R prime prime should be here, and Q prime prime should be here. So it is clear that the triangle A, the object, was rotated towards this direction, and that is why you have triangle C like this. Okay, so this is rotation and the direction is clockwise. We are left with two things: the center of rotation and the angle of rotation. So the first one is the angle of the center of rotation. So to do that, you need to connect 2 points together. In this case, let's start with R and R prime prime. Then you take a pair of compasses, center at R prime prime a radius that is a little bit more than half of the line segment. Then you draw an arc. Okay, so you need to draw the arc such a way that the perpendicular bisector passes through it. Then let's go to the other side and do the same thing. You draw an arc here, okay, with the same radius, center at R. Then you draw the intersection of these two arcs. So you arc here as well as this one. So we can now connect them together. This is the perpendicular bisector of line R and R prime prime. So we do the same thing for two corresponding points. Let's join Q and P and P prime prime together. Okay, so here we'll need to bisect the line segment as well. So center at point P prime prime. Okay, you take a radius that is more than half of that line segment. So let's extend this a little bit. Cool. Then you draw an arc such a way that the perpendicular bisector passes through it. Arc up and arc down. So it should be somewhere here like this. We are pretty good. With the same radius, center at point P. Then draw an arc to intersect the two arcs. Okay, so I can scroll up a little bit, raise this a little bit, then intersect this. Okay, then scroll up again. So let's bring this down a little bit and draw an arc here. Okay, now we have the intersection of the two arcs. So let's connect them together. We need to remove this. So finally, we can connect the two arcs together. So from here, then let's connect it with this. Okay, so you need to be very careful not to select the wrong one. So we need to extend the first perpendicular bisector. So let's extend this. It's going to pass through this. Okay, good. So if you look at it very well, you see that they meet at x equals to 3, y equals to 1. Here, this is the center of rotation. Then to get the angle, so what you need to do is to connect a point from the object to the center of rotation. That is, from the center of rotation, let's draw a line to point R, for instance. Then let's draw a line to R prime prime. That will be this. Okay, so it is obvious that we have what? We have a right angle which is 90 degrees. So you don't need to use the protractor. So once you are pretty good at it, so I'll write the name of the transformation, which is rotation. Then the center is 3,1 and it is 90 degrees clockwise. Okay, this is another question, question 10 from paper 058022 May June 2023. Here we are asked to describe fully the single transformation that maps shape A onto shape B. So this is A onto B. So the first thing is to label them, okay, as the best practice. you can easily see what is going on here. Let's start with the object. This is point P. This should be Q, R, and S. So if you observe the image, you see that this point is the same as this point. Okay, so because they are facing each other, and if you look at this side, PQ is the same as this side. Okay, they are facing each other. So the only transformation that could give you this is the reflection. Okay, the image and the objects will be facing each other. Okay, so I can say this is point P prime here. So this will be Q prime. Okay, of course, this will be R prime and this will be S prime. Okay, so we are clear that this is reflection. Okay, so we need to get the line of reflection, that is reflection, that is mirror line or line of symmetry. Okay, of course, it should be in between them like this. That is this line. So you can draw from here like this. Okay, so if you want to, you may want to confirm this from the from point P. You count one step to the mirror line, 1, and you transfer it up 1. So from point Q, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see if you're going to have 5 steps to Q prime. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is correct. So you can write a reflection here. Then at y equals to 2. Okay, let's go to part B. Rotate the shape A 90 degrees clockwise about the point x equals to -1 and y equals to 2. That is the first place you should start with. The center of rotation, x equals to -1 and y equals to 2. So it will be this point here on the line of symmetry. Okay, so I can call this point C. Okay, that's the center of rotation. Then we want to go 90 degrees clockwise. Okay, so from look at the order, we are rotating shape A. Okay, so let's go to shape A. Then from the center of rotation, let's draw a line to each of these points here. So let's start with point P. So if you have this here, okay, then we need to make use of protractor here. Okay, so because that will really help us to get the direction. Okay, that is 90 degrees clockwise. We need to take a protractor. It's up here. So let's bring this down. So we have our protractor. Then I need to reduce it a little bit. So let's put the center of the protractor, okay, on the center of rotation. Okay, and point P should be on 0. So this is what you need to do. Center here. Then point P should be on 0. So you need to set this very well. Okay, good. So 90 degrees will be somewhere here. Okay, so that is 90 degrees. But we need to know the length of PC, or that is the length of P from the center of rotation. So you may want to use your ruler. Okay, so let's pick the ruler. It should be up here. Okay, so let's pick the ruler and I can reduce it to have, yes, since the sides are just very small. So let's measure the distance from the center of rotation to point P. Okay, so let's adjust this a little bit. So this is about 4.1. Okay, then we'll take it and set it with this angle and measure 4.1. Okay, so this is about this point here. So that will be the image. So I can say this will be P prime prime. Okay, P prime prime will be here, this point. So we need to do the same thing for the other points. Okay, so let's draw a line to point S from the center of rotation. You have this here. Okay, then we'll place the protractor there to measure the angle. Center of the protractor at the center of rotation, then 0 on point point S rather. Okay, so you set it very well. Then the 90 degrees will be somewhere around here like this. Okay, that's 90 degrees. Then we'll remove the protractor. Then let's measure the distance between C and S. So we need to do that to get this, 0 here. Then let's take this here. So this is about 5.2. Okay, so let's take it to this angle here. So 5.2 should be here. Okay, so it will be this point here. So this is going to be point that will be point S prime prime. So this will be S prime prime. So let me remove this. Okay, now the next one will be to draw a line from the center to point R. Now to be this one. Okay, then you may want to measure the distance first, no trouble. And if you like, you can just get the angle first. So anyone you do is okay. So center at 0. Okay, then adjust this a little bit. So the distance is about 7.1. So I know the distance, so I can just shift this one back a little bit like this. So let's find the angle. So we'll pick the protractor again, center at the center of rotation, then set point R to be 0. Okay, then 90 degrees will be along this line here. Okay, this is 80, this is 90. Okay, so let's adjust the ruler a little bit for you to see the 90. Okay, so 90 is here. Wow, this is very nice. Then the distance is about 5 point something. Hope I did not forget that. So let me take it there again and confirm that. Okay, so this is about 7.1. Okay, so measure 7.1 and it must be on 90 degrees. Okay, so this is the point here. So it will be this point. So let's take the ruler, and you may want to keep the ruler there and you want to keep the ruler there for you to navigate through each of the points easily. Okay, so you need to be very smart. So this will be R prime prime. So you place the ruler back. Okay, I shouldn't have removed it initially. So let's go back to the next point. So I need to extend my ruler. Okay, so this will be point Q now. Is about 8.8. Okay, so let's put it somewhere around here. Then we need to measure the angle. Okay, so center at the origin here, then 0 on this. Oh, I didn't draw a line to connect C and Q together, so I can do that now. Okay, good. Then let's measure the angle now. Center at the center of origin, 0 on the line that goes to Q. Okay, so 90 degrees will be somewhere here. So let's adjust the ruler a little bit. So 90 degrees will be here. Okay, what did we measure there? So let's take it again to measure this line. This is about 8.8. Okay, so let's measure 8.8 here. If you set this, okay, so this is the point now. Then we can easily put Q prime prime here. So this is the rotation of that particular shape, that is shape A. So let's connect them together. From here, let's connect this. Sorry, let's take that again. From S prime prime to R prime prime. Then from that point to this point. Then from this point to this point. Okay, and finally to this point. So this is what you should have. Okay, so let's see the next question. Enlarge shape A by scale factor of -2 and center of enlargement is 2, 0. So let's start with the center of enlargement, x equals to 2 and y equals to 0. So this is the center of enlargement. So let's call this point D. Okay, so what we need to do now is to count from the center of enlargement to each of the points of shape A, okay, and multiply by -2. Okay, so let's start from center of enlargement. Let's count to point P. So that is 1, 1. So that means it is 1, 1 here. If you multiply by -2, it will return to -2, -2. So from here, it will be -2 will be left hand side 1, 2. Then -2 for y will be downward 1, 2. So this will be the new point for P, and in this case it will be P prime prime prime. So for point S now, let's count 1 and 1. Okay, that is 1 to the right, 1 down, that is 1 against -1. Okay, so let's multiply by discrete factor 2. This will be -2 and +2. Okay, so from the center of enlargement, let's count 2 to the left, 1, 2, and 2 up, 1, 2. So a point will be here, and this point will be point S prime prime prime. So from the center of enlargement, let's count to point R to be 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. That is 2 against -3. So if you multiply by 2, by -2 rather, it will turn to -4 and 6. From there, center of enlargement, let's count 4 towards the left hand side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then let's count 6 up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It will be here. Okay, so let's scroll up a little bit to be this point here. So that will be R prime prime prime, and the last one will be point Q. Let's count from the center of enlargement. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that will be 4. Let's write here. Okay, let's count again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then let's count 1, 2, 3. That is 4 against -3. So if you multiply by -2, it will turn to -8 and +6. So from the center of enlargement, let's count 8 to the left hand side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then we count 6 up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It should be here. This will be Q prime prime prime. So let's connect the point together. Okay, we have P here, then connected to Q, to S rather, S prime prime prime, then connected to R prime prime prime, then connected to Q prime prime prime, like this. Okay, so let's retake that. So Q prime prime prime, then we need to connect it with this one here. Okay, so that will be the enlargement. This is another question, question 8 of paper 058023, May June 2023. Describe fully the single transformation that maps triangle A onto triangle B. This is triangle A, so let's label it. This will be point P, point Q, and point R. So if you look at this object A, so it's like rotation towards this direction. So this will be point P prime, this will be Q prime, and this will be R prime. Okay, so we can say we have rotation clockwise direction. We need to find the center and the angle of rotation. So let's start with the center of rotation. Join R and R prime together. Then pick a pair of compasses, center at R prime, then open a radius that is more than half of the line. Then target the center of it where the line could pass through. So arc up, then you arc the other side here. So this is what you have. Then with the same radius, center at R here, then arc this arc here, then draw the intersection of this arc as well. Then you can now connect them together. So from here you have something like this. So we may need to extend the line later. Okay, so let's connect another point. In this case, let's use P and P prime, P and P prime. Then take a pair of compasses, center at P, then you take a radius that is more than half of this line, then you arc up and down such a way that the line will pass through the center. Okay, so I can arc this place too. So you have to look at the middle of the line before you draw the arc. Okay, and you need to be careful with your arc. Okay, so with the same radius, center at, okay, let me adjust this a little bit. Okay, so with the same radius, center at P prime. Okay, then you arc this, then you do the same thing here. Okay, it's almost the same point as this one. Okay, so look at the first point here, it's here, so you need to be very careful. Okay, so let me denote it. I have one here. Okay, so that you not mix them up. Then I have another one here. So let's join them together. It's from here to somewhere here. Okay, so you will need to extend this, okay, by drawing this line like this. Okay, then you may need to do this as well, this particular one. So let's extend it as well, so it will pass through this. Okay, good. So this is what you have here. So we know the center of rotation now, as it is clear to us now, which is the origin. So they both meet here. That's the center of rotation. Then we need to find the angle. So to get to the angle, that is pretty easy. Draw a line from the center of rotation to any of the points. So let's take point P for instance. Okay, then from the center of rotation, draw another line to the corresponding point, which is P prime. Okay, so this is 90 degrees between them. Okay, so we can now come here and write the name of the transformation, or the type of transformation here is rotation. Okay, so center x equals to 0, y equals to 0, or you can write the origin, then you can say 90 degrees clockwise. Okay, so let's look into another one. So this is question 1 of paper 058041, October, November 2023. Describe fully the single transformation that maps shape A onto shape B. Okay, so let's label the shapes. So this is P, Q, and R respectively. So if you look at the image shape B, you see have P prime, Q prime, and R prime in this order. So from here, it is clear to us that we have translation, okay, because the shapes remain the same, only that shape A was shifted to the left and downward. Okay, so don't forget, to the left will be minus and downward will also be minus. So let's see, let's count from P to P prime. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, that is minus 7, 1, minus 1. So you can see you have 2 points here, 2 marks. So this will be translation. So by minus 7 minus 1. Roman figure 2. Describe fully the single transformation that maps shape A onto shape C. Shape A is this, and this is shape C. So if you look at it very well, this side of shape A is the same as this, okay? And if you look at it very well, you see that shape A was rotated towards this direction, and for that reason, this will be R prime prime, okay, and this side will be here Q prime prime, and this side will be here P prime prime, okay. So the transformation is rotation, and the direction is clockwise. We need to find the center of rotation and angle of rotation. So let's start with the center of rotation. So you already know how to do that. So let's join this and this together. That is P and P prime prime, okay. Then we bisect that line. Pick a pair of compasses, center at P, then a radius that is more than half of the line. Then you draw an arc like this, okay. Then you also draw an arc at the other side, so you have something like this, okay. So with the same radius, with the same radius, we need to draw arcs up and down there to bisect, to intersect the ones we drew, this and this, okay. So we can now join them together. So from here, okay, let's draw from here like this. So this will be the perpendicular bisector of this line P and P prime prime, okay. So let's join another point now. So it will be R and R prime prime. So R and R prime prime. So let's join them like this, okay. Then we'll pick a pair of compasses again, center at R prime prime, okay, with a radius that is more than half of the line. So let's stretch this a little bit, okay. I think this is okay now, okay, good. So let's draw an arc up. So we draw an arc like this, okay. So we also draw an arc at the other side, something like this. So it has to be like the middle of the line so that can easily intersect at once, okay. So let's take this here, the same radius, okay. I think I can take this one like this, yes, okay. So let's draw an arc here to intersect this, okay. So we should intersect the other one too, so it will be here, okay, good. So I can take this now. So these are the 2 points that I have. This is the first point, and this is the second point. So let's connect them together. So from here, we connect these together, okay. So this is what we have here, okay. So you can see the first one is here, okay. So very close to this point here. Let's try to bisect the third one, because this is where, okay, I think this, we are okay with this. So they meet, the two lines meet here, okay. So this is the center of rotation, so we don't need to waste time on the third one. So they meet at x equals to 5, y equals to 1. Then to get the angle of rotation, so we can just draw a line from this center to point Q, okay. Then we'll draw a line from the center to the to Q prime prime rather. Then we draw a line to the corresponding side, which is also point Q, okay. So you can see that we have a right angle between them. So we are done. So we can just come here and say that it is rotation, okay. So 90 degrees clockwise, then center x equals to 5, y is equals to 1. So that is what we have there, okay. So let's look into the other part. So this is part B. On the grid, draw the image of shape A after a reflection in the line y equals to 2. So y equals to 2 will be this line. So let's draw from here. Y equals to 2 is this. Okay, then to draw the image now, the image of shape A now, that's the reflection. So you count from each of these points of shape A to the mirror line. So let's count 1, 2, 3, 4. So you count 4 up. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a point here. So this one too will just be somewhere here. You don't need to count again, but you may want to check 1, 2, 3, 4, and the gap between this and this is just 1, 2. So you can come here 1, 2. Okay, you need to be very smart, so save time. So let's connect the point together. This, this, and this. So you may want to rename this. This will be R prime prime prime. This will be Q prime prime prime, and this will be P prime prime prime. So let's see the next question there. Roman figure 2, shape A after an enlargement, scale factor -2, center x equals to 0, y equals to 0. That is the origin. So let's start with the center of enlargement is here. So we'll count the steps from center of enlargement to each of the points of shape A. So let's start with point P to be 1, 2. That is s equals to 2, 1, 2. Y is equals to -2 because we counted downward. Okay. So this will be 2 against -2 multiplied by the scale factor of -2. So the image will be -4 and 4. So from the center of enlargement, let's count 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then y will be 4 upward. So it will be 1, 2, 3, 4. So this will be the point here. Okay. That will be P prime 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 4 times. Then let's count from the center of enlargement to point Q. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that is 3. Then 1, 2. So we have 3 against -2. Okay, y is -2 because you counted downward. Multiply by 2, so it will be multiply by -2. Okay, so this will be -6 against 4. Okay, so from the center of enlargement, so if you count -6, okay, it will be here. Okay, then 4 will be here. Okay, so this will be the point. That will be Q prime 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 prime. Okay, 4 times. So the last one will be point R from the center of enlargement. So you count 1, 2, 3. Then 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that is 3 against -4. So if you multiply by -2, that will be -6 against 8. So from the center of enlargement, -6 will be here. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then 8 will be up there. We've already counted this one to be. Okay, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is the point here. Let's scroll up for you to see. Sorry, this is the point here. Okay, so that will be R prime 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 prime. So you need to connect them together. This, and this. So that is the enlargement. Okay, this is another question. Question 1 of paper 058042 October November 2023. Translate triangle T by the vector -7, 1. Label the image K. So you have the vector to be -7, 1. Okay. So let's label this as our best practice. We have P, Q, and R here. So -7 means you count from here to the left hand side. I'm starting with P. has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then 1 means you go up once. So you have the point P prime to be here. Okay, so the distance between P and R is just 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can count like that: 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it will be here, and that will be R prime. So the distance between Q and R is just 1, 2. So you can count like this: 1, 2. So this will be Q prime. Then you can easily join them together like this and this, this and this, and finally this and this. So we are asked to label this letter K. So that has been done. Describe fully the single transformation that maps triangle K onto triangle T. So K onto triangle T will still be translation, okay, but you have to it will be opposite to this. Okay, it will be x equals to 7 and y equals to -1. So that is what it will be. And if you check the mark here, look at the mark we have here, you just have only one mark for this, okay, because this is pretty easy. Okay, so it's going to be translation, okay, by 7, -1. Okay, so that is what we're going to have there. Part B, reflect triangle T in the line y equals to 4. So that is the mirror line or line of symmetry, y equals to 4. So let's draw it here. This is y equals to 4. Then we'll need to reflect triangle T in this direction. So point P will remain here because it's on the mirror line. It will not be reflected. So I can say I have Q prime prime here. So for P it will be 1, 2. So let's count: 1, 2. This will be P prime prime. Then for R it will be 1, 2. Then you have 1, 2. So it will be here. So that will be R prime prime. So we can connect the points together. Let's start with this, then connect it with Q prime prime, then connect it with this one. So this is what you get here. So we're not asked to name it anything. Let me see. Okay, so that is done. So part C, rotate triangle T through 90 degrees clockwise about the origin. So the center of rotation is the origin here. Okay, that's the origin, and what we need to do is to draw a line from each of these points here, that is the point of triangle T, okay, and rotate it clockwise direction 90 degrees. Okay, so let's start with letter P. Join these together. Okay, so we need to make use of a protractor. So let's select our protractor here. Then we can bring this one down. Let's reduce it a little bit. Then we'll need a ruler as well. So let's select the ruler. It should be up now. Okay, so we'll pick the ruler as well. So let's roll up a little bit so I can reduce the length of my ruler. Okay, so what I'll do is to place the protractor. Okay, I can place the ruler there too to work simultaneously. Okay, center of, okay, let's place the ruler first. The ruler will be somewhere here. Okay, that is 0. Then I want to measure the distance between the center of rotation and point P. So let's take this one like this. So this is about 3.6. Okay, so I'll leave it there. Okay, then this one will be here now. You set it like this. Center of the protractor should be at the origin, and 0 should be on letter P like this. Okay, good. So 90 degrees should be around here, okay, around this point. So I can remove this one now. Then I'll measure about 3.2, okay, in this direction. So let's pick this now. In this direction, 3.2, okay, so it will be here. So that is the point. So I can call this point P prime prime prime. So the next one is to draw a line from the center of rotation to another point. So we are taking point R now. Then we need to measure that distance. So let's take the ruler here. Okay, that is about 8. Okay, let's leave it there. Then, oh, I should have left this one there. The protractor as well. So center here. So let's adjust this one. Okay, it should be on 0. Oh, sorry, here. 0 should be on point R. The line that goes to point R. Okay, yes, good. So 90 degrees will be somewhere around here. Okay, then okay, there's no way I will not. Okay, let me just rotate this. Okay, like this, good. Then we need to measure 8 centimeters here. So let's rotate this one here about this point, 8 centimeters. So I need to scroll down for you to see. Okay, so it will be this point here. So I can label this. This will be R prime prime prime. Then the third one will be point Q. Okay, so let's take the ruler there to measure it. So we'll take the ruler up there. Sorry. So let's pick the ruler up. Okay, let's scroll up a little bit. Then we can extend it like this. Then let's measure this. This is about 9.1. Okay, then we can rotate the angle here, the protractor, so that it will be, okay, we are yet to draw our line. So let's draw the line that goes to point Q. It is this one here. Okay, good. Then let's put the protractor. Okay, it should be on 0. The line that goes to Q should be on 0 degrees. Set it very well. Good. Okay, so 90 degrees should be around here. Let me remove these ones. I'm done with them. So it should be this one here. So this is 90 degrees in this direction. Then let's transfer the ruler here. That is about 9 degrees. Okay, it will be here in this direction. So let's scroll down. So we can put the point here. So that is point Q prime prime prime. So we have the 3 points now. So you can remove this and this. So let's connect them together. Okay, so we'll join this. Oh, sorry. Okay, so let's connect them together. We'll join this side to this point to this point, then this point to this point, and this point to this point. So that is the rotation, okay, of triangle T clockwise, 90 degrees clockwise, okay, about the origin. So D1 figure 1, enlarge triangle T by scale factor of negative a half. Center of enlargement is this, and we are asked to label the image P. So let's start with the center of enlargement, the origin, and the scale factor is negative a half. So negative a half. So I'll need to, okay, I think I can dispose this. Okay, let's take this one away. Let's take this one away. Okay, so from the center of enlargement, which is the origin, so let's count to triangle T. I think we are enlarged. Okay, yes. Yes, enlargement of triangle T. Okay, that's good. So let's count. 1, 2, x equals to 2. 1, 2, y equals to 2. So you have 2 against 2 multiplied by the scale factor, which is minus 1 over 2. Okay, if you do this, it will give you minus 1 minus 1. That is the image. So from the center of enlargement, minus 1 means you count 1 to the left, then minus 1 for the y, you count down here. So it will be here. This will be P prime 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 prime. Then for point R, let's count 1, 2, from the center of enlargement rather, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. X equals to 6. Then y is equals to 1, 2. Y equals to 2. If you multiply by minus a half, it will be -3 against -1. From the center of enlargement, -3 will be 1, 2, 3. Then minus 1 will be 1. So we are here. This is R prime 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 prime. And the last one will be this one here. Although I can easily divide the distance here by I can easily half this. It will be, the gap between them will be 1. But let's just count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have 6 against 4. Okay, so if I multiply by a half, so this will be minus a half rather. It will be minus 3 against minus 2. Okay, from here, minus 3 will be here. Then minus 2 will be 1, 2. Okay, so you can see that the distance between Q and R will now be 1 instead of 2 that you have here. I just have to show you this. So this will be Q prime 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 prime. So let's connect the 3 points together, this and this, then this and this, and finally this and this. Okay, so let's go to the next question. D Roman figure 2, describe fully the single transformation that maps triangle P onto triangle. We are asked to label the enlargement, the image with letter P. Okay, so this is P. Okay, then let's go back to the question. So describe fully the single transformation that maps P onto T. Look at that. The mark there is 2, right? So P onto T. So what do you think it will be? It will still be the opposite of this one, because if you look at this, we just enlarged triangle T by this and this, right? Okay, so to get the transformation, okay, that maps P back to T, it will be opposite of what we did here. Okay, the center of it will be enlargement, no doubt about that. The center of enlargement is the origin, okay, and the scale factor now will be the inverse of this one we used there. We used minus 1 over 2, okay, so the inverse will be minus 2 over 1, which is the same thing as minus 2, okay. So that is what we need to change there. So let's go down here. It will be enlargement, then the scale factor center 0, 0, and then scale factor minus 2. Let's go to another question. This is another question, question 3 of paper 058043, October, November 2023. Describe fully the single transformation that maps triangle A onto triangle B, A onto B. So here, let's label the objects. This will be P, Q, and R respectively. So if you compare the object with the image, you see that it was rotated towards this direction, that is anti-clockwise. So for that reason, Q prime will be here, then R prime will be here, and P prime will be here. So it is rotation anti-clockwise direction. So the angle will be determined very soon. So the center of rotation is very important. So we'll try to connect two corresponding points together. So let's take Q and Q prime. Then we draw the perpendicular bisector by using a pair of compasses. So we take center at Q, then take a radius that is more than half of the line. Okay, so we need to draw an arc up and down. Let's roll up a little bit. So this is good. So let's draw an arc up here. Okay, then we draw an arc down here. So let's draw another one here. So it will be somewhere around here like this. Good. Okay, with the same radius, center at Q prime. Okay, then we intersect this. Then we also, let's shift this up. Then we also intersect this one here. So that will be the first bisector. Okay, so let's connect them together. So we draw a line like this. We may need to extend this one later. So let's connect two corresponding sides again. In this case, let's take P and P prime. P and P prime. So we need to bisect them as well. So a pair of compasses, center at P prime. Okay, this one is already more than half of the line. So you can draw an arc, okay, somewhere here. Okay, then you draw an arc somewhere here. Please take note of this arc. So we are using this one. Okay, so with the same radius, center at point P. So I need to scroll up to see this. Okay, then we intersect this like this. So let me mark the point of intersection. It is here, so that I'll not be looking for it. Okay, then let's scroll down to intersect this one here to be this one here. So I can now join them together. So let's start from this one here. Then it will come through this side here. Okay, so I have the first perpendicular bisector, I have the second perpendicular bisector. So it's obvious, you can see where they are meeting already. So we can now write the full description now. So x is equals to 2, y equals to 7 is the center of rotation. Oh, sorry, we are left with the angle. So we need to draw a line from the center of rotation to a point, let's say P, and draw a line to the corresponding point, that is P prime. So it is obvious that you have 90 degrees there. So let's scroll down to write the full transformation description. So we are going to have rotation 90 degrees anti-clockwise. Yes, let me confirm that. Okay, yes, anti-clockwise. You can see the arrow by the right hand side there. So 90 degrees anti-clockwise. Okay, then the center is x equals to 2, y equals to 7, and alternatively, instead of writing 90 degrees anti-clockwise, you can write 270 degrees clockwise. Okay, so they are the same. So if you have 270 degrees clockwise, is the same thing as 90 degrees anti-clockwise, and vice versa. Okay, let's go to part B, Roman figure 1. Draw the image of triangle A after a reflection in the line y equals to 1. So we are reflecting triangle A at y equals to 1. So y equals to 1 will be this. Okay, let's remove the pair of compasses. So y equals to 1 will be this line here, from here to this point here. Good. Then we want to reflect triangle A, okay, through this. So let me check again. Triangle A, good. So it will be 1, 2, okay, then 1, 2. So r prime will be here. So this is r prime. So the distance between this and this is just 1. So this one will be here. That is q prime. And distance between this and this is just, let's see, from here, 1, 2, 3. So from here you should have 1. Let's scroll down. you should have 1, 2, 3. It should be here. That will be P prime prime prime. So we can easily connect them together, this and this, then this and this, and finally this and this. Okay, so that is the reflection. And the last one will be a translation by the vector 5 minus 7. So see triangle A, 5 minus 7. Let's write it here. 5 minus 7, that is the vector. Or the x equals to 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, then x equals to 7, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, it will be here. So let's confirm it again. So from here, x equals to 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it will be here, P prime prime prime. So we can now connect the point together. Let's say this from here to this place, then from here to this place, then finally from here to this place. So that will be the translation. Okay, so let's see the final question there. An enlargement, scale factor 2, center s equals to minus 4, y equals to 5, x equals to minus 4, y is equals to 5. Minus 4 and 5, it will be this one here. Okay, so let's roll up. Now what we need to do is to, I think I need to remove this one. Let's roll up a little bit. Yes, I can take this away. So from the center of enlargement, we need to count to points P, Q, and R respectively. And the scale factor is giving us 2. Okay, positive 2. Okay, so let's start with point P. So don't forget that we are still enlarging. We are dealing with triangle A. Okay, so let's start with point P here. So you count from the center of enlargement, 1, y is 1, so x is 0. So we're just going to have 0 against 1. If you multiply by 2, you're going to have 0 against 2. That means x equals to 0, then y is equals to 2. It will just be like this, 1, 2. It will be up there. So 0, 1, 2, it will be here. Okay. So this will be P prime, 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 and prime. So from the center of enlargement again, let's count to point R to be 1, 2, x equals to 0, y is equals to negative 2. So if you multiply by 2, it will be 0 against negative 4. So from here, negative 4 means downward. 1, 2, 3, 4. It will be here. This will be R prime, prime, prime. So for point Q, x equals to 1, okay, then y equals to 1, 2, that is minus 2. So you have 1 minus 2. If you multiply by the scale factor of 2, that will be 2 against minus 4. From the center of enlargement, 2 will be 1, 2. Then minus 4 will be downward 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it will be here. This will be Q prime, 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 prime. So we can connect them together from here. So let's connect these together. Okay, then from here, let's connect these together. And finally, from here, although it has connected itself, okay, already. So let's retake that one. Okay, so from here, we'll join these together. So, and that will be the end of the solution. So here, you can see that there is nothing new, okay, from what we did in 2018 and 2019 respectively. Once you master a particular year, okay, so you should understand transformation very well. So I strongly recommend you to see the previous 2 videos, part 1 and part 2 respectively, and I can tell you that you get 100% in transformation.